What is up, guys? Welcome back to another unbiased UFC prediction video. And like I said before, this is gonna be my unbiased takes for this Luke Riley, Adrian fucking Yanez, Rabel fucking Stevenson, Robert fucking Whitaker. Why the fuck is that's not what the fuck? Alright, moving on to the main card. After that in-depth preview, we got King Green versus Terrence McKinney. I don't know why Terrence McKinney is the favorite. I believe King Green's experience is going to be too much for Terrence McKinney. I think that, King Green's boxing is going to be a little bit too much. I think his skill is going to be too much, and I think Mr. Green is going to get him out of there in the first round. Next, we have what I think is going to be fight of the night. Brandon Royval versus Loner Kavanaugh. I think I've been saying his name wrong. It's probably... I've been saying Loner Kavanaugh, but I think it's Loner Kavanaugh. I sound very fucking stupid saying that. This fight's very hard to predict, if I'm being completely honest. Brandon Royval has been in there with the best of the best. Loner Kavanaugh's only been in there with Brandon Moreno. He lost to Charles Johnson. Brandon Royval has significant wins over Tetsuro Taira. Brandon Moreno, was arguably winning the Joshua Van fight, but then got clipped. If I'm being honest, I hate to doubt Royval. Royval is one of my favorite fighters. That motherfucker has been chinned 2 out of the 3 last fights. I'm afraid that his chin might be gone. I could be wrong. Loner Kavanaugh, I think, is going to go on to have an amazing trilogy with Joshua Van. Yes, I know that is very bold of me to predict. Loner Kavanaugh looks fucking phenomenal. The Charles Johnson fight was a fluke. Don't get me started on that. Yeah, and I think for him to step up on short notice against Brandon Moreno at that elevation shows how good he is. And I think he's going to be a very great contender in, 125. 125 is fucking stacked right now. And I think that this fight between Brandon Royval and Loner Kavanaugh is going to be fight of the night. It's going to be a fucking war. But based off just what I've seen, Loner Kavanaugh was able to absolutely outpiece and outwork Brandon Moreno on, what was it, 3 weeks notice? And that's very hard to do. I mean, Royval did the same thing, but I just think that Loner Kavanaugh is just a little bit more skilled than Royval. I think that, he hits as hard as Joshua Van, He has good power, and I believe that Loner Kavanaugh's, calf kicks are going to be an issue for Royval. So yeah, I'm going to go Loner Kavanaugh. Next up, we have Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista. I'm going to go with Corey Sandhagen. Yes, I don't give a fuck. Mario Batista hasn't... I mean, he's good. I'm not saying he's not good. He's good. I think he's only lost to Corey and Umar Nurmagomedov. But Umar Nurmagomedov has just continued to disappoint in the last couple of performances of his. Corey Sandhagen is training with Trevor Whitman now, and I think that Trevor Whitman is going to come up with a great game plan. If he's able to come up with a great game plan to beat Ilia Topuria, I believe that he will come up with a great game plan to stop Mario Batista, and I believe that Corey Sandhagen will fulfill that, that game plan well. And I don't give a fuck that all of y'all are saying that, he made Merab look like a boxer. At that time, we were saying that Merab was the best bantamweight of all time. Next up in the co-main, we have Paddy Pimblett versus Benoit Saint-Denis. I'm going Paddy Pimblett. Yes, I know. I'm picking against Benoit Saint-Denis. I don't think that Benoit Saint-Denis has the type of toughness as Paddy Pimblett. I don't think that, I think that Paddy Pimblett, that motherfucker can't get knocked out from what we've seen so far. I think Ilia would have knocked him out. I definitely do think that. Benoit Saint-Denis, I'm pretty sure he has staph infection. I heard he has fucking staph infection, which I think is crazy. I'm very interested to see how this fight's gonna go, but just based off how Benoit enters the, how he does his double legs and how he strikes, I believe that Paddy is going to either catch him with a knee up the middle and knock him out, or I think Paddy will get him with a triangle. I think that Paddy can actually... I don't think Paddy has actually attempted any guillotines so far. I could be wrong. But I believe that we'll see Paddy attempt a submission. And in my opinion, Paddy's jiu-jitsu is just way better than Benoit's. And I feel like people are saying, oh, Paddy's striking's bad. Benoit's striking is equally as bad. This guy's fucking defense is just as bad, if not worse than Paddy's. I don't understand what the fuck the argument that we're saying. It makes no fucking sense to me. I think that Paddy Pimblett's, jiu-jitsu is just leagues better than Benoit. Benoit's a dumbass. He thought just because Khabib and Charles were able to manhandle Dustin that easily, he thought that he was going to be able to as well, and he got fucking chinned. And I think Paddy's going to be able to do the same, but I think it's going to be a knee up the middle, and he's going to, catch on a submission at that time. So I'm going Paddy Pimblett by submission. Next up, we have Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. And I'm actually very intrigued about this fight. I'm very excited. A lot of people are counting Conor McGregor out. A lot of people are doing that. And I do not think they should. And here's why. Max Holloway has won. He's never fought at 170 in his life. He's never fought at 170 in his life. McGregor's going to be one of the hardest hitters he's ever faced since, Dustin. I mean, yeah, Dustin did drop Holloway. I believe that Conor can catch Holloway as well. I mean, we don't know how Conor's going to come out. Like, if I'm being honest, we don't know how Conor's going to come out. And for some reason, in the words of Lucas Tracy,
I just think Gon's going to get him.
I just think Conor's going to get him. Now, obviously, for the last couple of events, my heart has been telling me that the underdog is going to win, and I chose against the underdog, unless it was Sean Strickland. I picked Sean Strickland to win. Last time around, I thought Cyril Gane was going to lose to Pereira, but deep down, I felt like he had tools that could beat. I chose Pereira to win, and I looked like a fucking idiot. Back to this fight on why I actually do believe Conor McGregor can beat Holloway. If you rewatched Charles versus Max in the opening rounds, Charles gets him with 2 good leg kicks. Am I fucking crazy for thinking that Conor can come out, do the same thing, and then this time, I just believe that Conor can come out top with a high kick, and I don't know why, I just think it's gonna sleep Holloway. I could be wrong, and I could be a fucking casual. I could be a filthy casual this time around, guys. I could be, but I just think that Max Holloway not fighting at 170 before, he's never went the distance at 170. Conor McGregor has. People forget. Conor McGregor has went the distance at 170. I think that, Conor McGregor is going to be actually more suit for 170 than Max Holloway will. Max Holloway looked like he's gassed out at 155 against Poirier. Conor went the distance with Cardio King Nate Diaz and beat Nate Diaz in a decision, and people say majority decision. I had it rounds 1, 2, and 4 for Conor McGregor in that fight. I rewatched it recently in the build-up for this fight, and I gave it rounds 1, 2, and 4 for McGregor. The traps that Conor set for Holloway in their first fight is not going to be there for Holloway, as Holloway is a more improved fighter. They all have evolved since that fight, They all have evolved. They're significantly better. If we're going off statistics, Holloway has never beaten someone that has won the first fight in a series of fights with Holloway. I mean, Volk beat him the first time. Dustin beat him the first time. I just think that Conor's power is going to be different for Holloway at 170. If this was at 155, I'd favor Holloway a bit more. I do believe Holloway has a higher chance of winning this fight, but people are just completely counting out that, this fight will go past the second round or the first couple of rounds. I believe that this fight has a high chance of getting stopped in the first 2 rounds by either fighter. But if I'm being honest, I believe that, the fighter to do that is Conor McGregor. If there's somebody that can be out for 5 years, be on a coke bender, get in trouble with the fucking law, come back and win, it just is Conor McGregor. This guy is a fucking freak athlete, if I'm being honest. I feel like people are forgetting how good Conor McGregor actually is. And it's very, it's the recency bias, I get it. Before when this fight was first announced, I was like, yeah, Max Holloway is going to steamroll this guy. And deep down, I still think he will. But, with just everything that's happened this year with upsets, I think that Conor McGregor has a very high chance of causing an upset. And I think that, he can hurt Holloway, hurt him bad on the feet, go for a takedown, and just finish him off with pause. He can finish him with ground and pound. And I think that's a very high possibility. And just for that, I'm going Conor McGregor. I fucking know this is an insane pick for me. Very insane pick. But I'm going Conor McGregor round 2 TKO. And yes, if I'm wrong, I'm a fucking casual. I'll fucking take that shit, bro. Deep down, I feel like Holloway should win this fight. But I just think that just these circumstances at 170... Max Holloway is closer to the Brazilian 10 than a fucking title shot right now. So, just by that, just the fucking string of bad luck that's been going on recently, I believe that Holloway will get fucking finished, and I really hope he doesn't. I'm a huge Max Holloway fan. Max Holloway was my first favorite fighter. Obviously, Conor McGregor got me into the sport. I became a fan of the sport because of Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. But you guys let me know in the comments, what